Mark Vientos optioned JD Martinez as a Met. Will Jordan Montgomery be actually a Met? Welcome to the channel, guys. This is All Things Mets. This is where you get your latest Mets media. Everything you know about the Mets on this channel. Definitely do me a favor, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And today's content video is going to be about multiple topics, and we're getting started with Mark Vientos. Guys, he has been optioned to AAA. A big roster move there. Definitely David Stearns said personally that Mark Vientos needs defensive reps. He needs defensive reps at third base. And, you know, they think that he also needs to work on his bat as well. Obviously, you've seen in spring training. If you haven't seen, Mark Vientos has been striking out a lot, but hitting home runs, you know. So, obviously, really, not a lot has changed for Mark Vientos. He's still the same hitter. You know, he's going to be a hitter that strikes out a lot. He's going to be a hitter that hits home runs. But that's always going to be Mark Vientos unless he changes something. Now, David Stearns thinks that he needs to change his approach, you know, obviously, you know, and just get a little bit better at the end of the day offensively. But defensively, he needs help. Defensively, he is not ready, you know, with the club to be the third baseman. And obviously, they're going to run with Beatty, you know, as a third baseman. And it's not really surprising. We kind of knew this was going to happen. There wasn't really big-time competition when it comes to Beatty and Vientos because Vientos was never going to be the third baseman, you know. He got better defensively in spring training, but just overall, he's just not ready defensively. And good to see that he hit the most home runs in spring training. That's good to see. But this guy, you know, Mark Vientos, I know a lot of people, a lot of Mets fans, you know, were not happy with this move. But this is a move that has to be made. This is a move that has to be made. And, you know, now you got Ji-Man Choi. Now you got Mark Vientos in AAA. You know, you got multiple people there. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. You know, I'm going to move on to the next topic, and that is going to be JD Martinez is a Met, guys. JD Martinez is officially a New York Met, and I am so excited. You know, obviously with the Mark Vientos news comes with the JD Martinez news. We knew once JD Martinez signed, you know, with the New York Mets that Mark Vientos' role, he didn't really have one. You know, when it comes to, are you going to put him on the bench? You know, or are you going to put him, you know, in the lineup, you know, with JD Martinez? No, because with JD Martinez in the lineup, Mark Vientos doesn't have a role. And, you know, you don't want to put a young kid like that, Mark Vientos, on the bench. And that is something that you already see that, you know, David Stearns, you know, is just so smart when it comes to that stuff, because obviously a guy like Billy Epler would have had Mark Vientos on the bench just like he had last year, you know. And This is a guy, Mark Vientos. He's 24 years old, but he needs to play every single day. He needs to get reps. He needs to stay sharp. You don't know if there's going to be an injury. You don't know what's going to happen. But when it comes to Mark Vientos, he has to be prepared. This is how the game goes. Not everybody gets the role. Not everybody, you know, yes, there was talks about, you know, Mark Vientos being the full-time DH or DH in general. They never really said he was the full-time DH, but they said he was gonna be a part of the DH. And obviously, when they got JD Martinez, it just didn't add up. So it looks like the Mets are gonna run with JD Martinez, obviously as the DH, full-time DH, but he's gonna spend 2 weeks in AAA and, you know, get ready for the season. Because he did not, you know, he signed late and he didn't have a spring training like, you know, everybody else. So when it comes to those guys, JD Martinez has to prepare. You know, he has to get ready, big time ready, you know, game ready against MLB pitching. Now, he's going to be going against AAA pitching, but still, it's a tune-up. Obviously, spring training, you get AAA pitchers, you get AA pitchers, you get low A pitchers. So it's going to be a tune-up for JD Martinez. I think he's going to handle it well. I think he's going to be ready soon. And hopefully by April 7th or April 8th, he will be ready to go, you know, for the Mets full-time DH. You know, that's going to be his role, and good for him. I'm excited for the Mets. This lengthens the lineup so much, guys. Just imagine a lineup with Brandon Nimmo, you know, Francisco Lindor, Pete Alonso as the third hitter, and the cleanup hitter, JD Martinez. I like that lineup. I like that lineup a lot. Obviously, also Jeff McNeil, then Francisco Alvarez. Then, you could go Beatty, you could go Marte, you could go Bader. You have options here. And that's what I love about the JD Martinez news, because this is something that the Mets needed. This is something that the Mets desperately needed in the lineup. It just gave this lineup a little more dumph, and this is something that the Mets drastically needed. They just needed, and if they would have, just imagine if they would have went with Mark Vientos as the DH instead of JD Martinez, it's a whole different story. A guy like Mark Vientos, yes, he's a power guy, but can he protect Pete Alonso? I don't know about that. That's why JD Martinez is very, very essential to the Mets in 2024. A guy that hit 271, 33 bombs, guys, 33 bombs at the age of 35. You know what I'm saying? 100-something RBIs. You hope to get that type of production, as a Met from JD Martinez. Yes, he got a little bit older. He's 36 now. But still, at the end of the day, he's a really good hitter. Pete Alonso called him a hitting savant. So, I'm excited for this team. I'm excited for JD Martinez. And what I would say to Mark Vientos is do your thing. Stay sharp. Get ready, because you don't know if there's going to be an injury. You don't know if they're going to need you, at third base. What if Beatty starts struggling, and they want to get Mark Vientos a chance? You can go either way when it comes to that stuff. So that's what I love about baseball. There is going to be an opportunity for this guy. It's not like he's blocked forever, So there is going to be an opportunity for Mark Vientos. He just has to work hard. He has to get better defensively. If the Mets want Mark Vientos to be the third baseman or, get some third base reps, that shows that, they really don't know what position to put him in, but other than third base, because obviously you got Alonso at first base. So Mark Vientos, we'll see what happens with him. But JD Martinez, I'm happy he's a Met. At the end of the day, now let's get into the next topic, and that is going to be the Mets. The Mets are still interested in Jordan Montgomery, guys. Yes, apparently there's also interest from the Yankees still, but the Mets and the Yankees are both interested in Jordan Montgomery still. This is big, big news, because obviously we've seen that the market just hasn't been as good for Jordan Montgomery. Now, apparently, according to John Heyman, there is multiple long-term deals for Jordan Montgomery, and I don't know if he's going to take them. I don't know what those deals look like, but at the end of the day, when it comes to Jordan Montgomery, just imagine him in the rotation as a Met. That would help the rotation so much. Obviously, after the Senga injury, and, when it comes to that stuff, I think that if Jordan Montgomery does become a Met, I can't wait to see him pitch, because he's a good pitcher. He's a guy that knows how to pitch. He's a guy that doesn't need to throw 99 miles per hour. He's a guy that knows how to pitch around the strike zone, get strikeouts. He struck out Jordan Alvarez, definitely one of the best hitters in all of baseball. Jordan Alvarez, a guy that is very, very nasty at the plate. But Jordan Montgomery is a big-time pitcher now, guys. He proved it in the postseason. He proved it in the World Series. And I think Jordan Montgomery is a guy you got to sign if you're the Mets. If his price goes down, go get him. At the end of the day, Jordan Montgomery is a big-time pitcher. He proved it. And if the Mets, obviously they have a need for pitching always, but definitely with the rotation now, with the Sean Manaea, with Adrian Hauser, with Tyler McGill, guys that you don't really trust as much, but, imagine just sliding in Jordan Montgomery in a rotation with Kodai Senga, Luis Severino, and, and then you could go from there. And Quintana at the end of the day. And, you could go from there at the end of the day. But I really like Jordan Montgomery. I really like his stuff. Is he going to become a Met? I don't know, but I thought it was worth reporting, because this guy, Jordan Montgomery, still hasn't been signed, guys. Still hasn't been signed, and it's March 26 right now, guys. So when it comes to the Mets, I think that the Mets really should look after, to keep looking at the price tag when it comes to Jordan Montgomery. Obviously, you got to encounter years too. I think he's going to want multiple years. I think Jordan Montgomery earned the contract. I really think he did. But Blake Snell only got a 2-year contract, with an opt-out and a $62 million contract. And he didn't get the the deal that he thought he was going to get. So I don't know what Jordan Montgomery is going to get, but if we could get him for maybe 2 years, $35 million, I would take that. At the end of the day, I think that the Mets need pitching, and I wouldn't say no to this deal. I would not say no to Jordan Montgomery as a Met because I think he has good stuff, and he knows how to pitch, and he will slot perfectly in the rotation when it comes to the Mets. That is going to be the video. If you enjoyed, definitely do me a favor, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you guys think about the Mets so far. Let me know what you guys think about Zach Short making the roster. Let me know what you guys think about Vientos being optioned. Let me know what you guys think about JD. And also let me know if you guys want Jordan Montgomery, because I think that is just worth getting. You know, if the Mets can get him, then why not? At the end of the day, it's not my money. It's Steve Cohen's money. It's the Mets' money. And yeah. All right, man. This is going to do it for the video. I love you guys so much. I appreciate you guys. LFGM for life. Stay blessed.